We're joined by Ryan Khurana, who's the Executive Director for the Institute for Advancing Prosperity and a contributor to Young Voices. Ryan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me on.
Social media has gotten a lot of criticism between Facebook and Twitter, and conservatives and liberals seem to be kind of joining arms to say that it's actually undermining our democracy and many of our institutions. Do you buy that? Do you think they're undermining our democracy?
Absolutely not. Social media has had profound benefits for society in general. We can see this in the opportunity for free speech in places that were previously repressed that social media offers. The Arab Spring, a great example of people sharing ideas that they would have been never able to say before because they have this open internet access and ability to communicate. The same dynamic works in the United States. People are able to share ideas that previously they would not have been able to share. Some of these ideas may be disturbing and terrible, and we may dislike the people that share them, but that is not a threat to democracy, having people voice their ideas and voice what their beliefs are. Free speech is a bedrock of democracy, and social media enhances that opportunity.
So in North America and the United States and Canada, there has been a plethora of conservatives who believe that websites like Facebook and Twitter are censoring them. Is that the case?
No, that's not the case at all. A lot of this results from the fact that people underestimate the complexity of moderating content online. These sites generate hundreds of thousands of posts on a place like Facebook and Twitter, or hundreds of hours of content every minute on YouTube or Instagram video and all those things. There is a lot of content being produced. It's being produced very fast, and it's very hard to moderate all of this algorithmically. Like if I try to use a computerized tool to detect content, I'll make mistakes. So they also have to hire human reviewers to help them out. But it's a troubling job. You have Facebook losing content reviewers every few months because imagine spending your day staring at the depths of human depravity. You really can't take that job. So they have a lot of other concerns, the violence and the sexual content that goes on. Politics doesn't seem to be the top of those concerns, and it seems to be too difficult to target political repression, and it's just not in the immediate interest of the company to do so.
So with respect to bots kind of dictating content, how impactful have bots been to social media in general?
Bots are very prominent on social media. A study came out recently about a third of all content is really shared by bots, but that doesn't mean they're impactful in their influence on people. We see tons of things in our day-to-day lives everywhere around us that we just kind of ignore, even though they're very visible. And bots are like that. They're very visible, but that doesn't mean they're impactful. That's not to say that the bot problem isn't a real problem and that social media sites aren't trying to address this, but it is just something that we, for now, have to live with, that people will create fake accounts and people will share fake content. The goal is to be alert to it, aware of it, and to allow these companies to iterate and experiment in ways to reduce their prevalence.
What do you see on the horizon of social media and the newest frontier, the newest problem that they might have?
In the current political climate, I think they have a lot of problems, mainly because it seems both Republicans and Democrats are pretty anti-big tech, and it would be a pretty easily bipartisan move to want to crack down on big tech companies, the Facebooks and the Twitters and the YouTubes of the world. So they are on high alert to these concerns, and they are really attempting to respond to user concerns about privacy, about content moderation to ensure that there is free speech online, but that hate speech isn't proliferating, creating a unwholesome experience. And they have to really respond to concerns about democratic elections abroad and Russian interference. All of these things are on the top of their agenda, not mainly because of their outstanding impact on society, but on the political concerns that Republicans and Democrats might regulate them out of hatred.
Ryan Khurana, Executive Director for the Institute for Advancing Prosperity and a contributor to Young Voices. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.